Good morning student. Welcome back to the lecture 6 of unit 1 of machine learning. In today's lecture we are going to discuss find-s algorithm. As seen in the previous lecture, if we have n attributes and if every attribute is having two values, then 2 to the power n instances are possible. And what do you mean by instance? Instance is a training example, right? So out of n attributes, 2 to the power n instances are possible, and from these 2 to the power n instances, 2 to the power n hypotheses are possible, which is the power set of that instances. Okay, so we will see how these numbers are coming through the same example that we have seen in the previous lecture, that is Enjoy Sport concept learning. So in that we have represented a day with the 6 attributes. These are sky, air temperature, humidity, wind, water and forecast. Okay, consider for every attribute 2 values are possible. Okay, so how many instances are possible from these 6 attributes? So we will find out all the combinations of values of these 6 attributes. Okay, so it will be 2 to the power n instances, right? It is just like a truth table. So we know that for 2 variables we have 4 entries, right? For 3 variables we have 8 entries in the truth table. So what is the formula? It is 2 raised to power number of variables, right? So in case in this case we have 2 raised to power n, where n is the number of attributes. Okay, so that's why from n attributes we are getting 2 raised to power n instances. Okay, then from these many instances, how many hypotheses are possible? So if you remember, hypothesis is nothing but a function, right? Okay, so our concept learning is on which day that person ABC enjoys his water sport. Okay, so first hypothesis is saying that if you remember, question mark represent any value is possible, any value is acceptable. So first hypothesis is saying that he will enjoy the sport on every day. He will enjoy the sport all day. Okay. Second hypothesis is indicating that he will enjoy the sport on sunny day. Second hypothesis is saying that he will enjoy the sport where air temperature is warm, and so on. Okay, so we are taking a power set of these instances. Okay, so cardinality of that hypothesis will be 2 raised to the power n. Okay, so for a given problem we may have this exponential number of hypothesis space. So that is the problem with concept learning. Okay, so we have to find a particular hypothesis from this infinitely large hypothesis space. Okay, so solution to this problem is we have to organize our search, okay, through this infinitely large hypothesis space, and we have to utilize the structure that is present in the hypothesis space. Okay, so for that we will consider this example. Consider these 3 hypotheses, that is H1, H2 and H3. Okay, so H2 is saying that he will enjoy the sport on a sunny day, and H1 is saying that he will enjoy the sport on sunny and when the wind is strong. So as we can see, H2 is putting less constraint as compared to H1. So we can say that H2 is more general than H1. Okay, so instances or training example which are satisfying the H2 will be more as compared to H1, right? Which is represented by this big oval. Okay, so this diagram is showing the instances. Okay, instances in this example will be days, right? Okay, so number of days satisfying H2 will be more. Okay, and H1 it is small oval. Okay, so less number of days are satisfying H1 hypothesis. Okay, so we represent this more general than relation with the arrow. Okay, so arrow from H2 to H1 is indicating that H2 is more general than H1. Okay, so now we try to utilize this basic structure that is existing between this hypothesis. Okay. Okay, so we have seen this definition in the previous lecture also, but let us revise that. Let hj and hk be the boolean valued function defined over x. So if you remember, x is a set of instances. Then hj is more general than or equal to hk, which is denoted by this symbol, if and only if for all the instances, if that instance satisfies hk hypothesis, it also satisfies hj hypothesis. Okay, which means that if any instance that satisfies hk will also satisfies hj. Okay, so in the previous example we can say that the instances which will satisfy h1 will also satisfy h2. Okay, so that's why h2 is more general than or equal to h1 hypothesis. Then we have a variant of that called as more general than relation. Here that equivalent case is removed. Okay, so these two relations, two hypotheses hj and hk can be equivalent one also. Okay, so which is removed in more general than relation. So hj is more general than hk if and only if hj is more general than or equal to hk and hk is not more general than or equal to hj. Okay, so basically that equivalent case is removed in this relation. It will be strictly more general than. Okay, sometimes the inverse of this relation is more useful, which is known as more specific than. Okay, which is the inverse of that. Okay, so hj is more specific than hk if hk is more general than hj, which is exactly inverse of that. Okay, so we can say that h1 is more specific than h2. Now we'll see find as algorithm, which finds the maximally specific hypothesis which is satisfied by all the training examples given for that concept learning problem. Okay, so we'll consider that same enjoy sport concept learning problem. So few instances are given here. Okay, so we can see that for particular combination of the attribute values, he will either enjoy the sport or he will not enjoy the sport. Okay, so for these instances, this find as algorithm will return this hypothesis, and let us see whether this hypothesis is getting satisfied by these instances. Okay, in example 1, he will enjoy the sport for this particular values. Okay, so we have sunny in the place of sky. In hypothesis also we have sunny. We have warm here and we also have warm here. For humidity we have normal, but here we have question mark, and question mark represent any value is acceptable, so which is fine. Here we have strong and strong. Okay, fine. Then warm and same, here we have question mark. Okay, so example 1 is satisfying the h1 h hypothesis. Then example 2 also satisfies. Example 3 is the negative example, so it should not satisfy h. Okay, so we have rainy here, we have sunny. Okay, so it is not satisfying. Okay, so h and for example 4 it also satisfies sunny, warm, and wind should be strong. Okay, and any other value is possible, acceptable, so which is fine. Okay, so this hypothesis is correctly classifying the example given in this table. Okay, so what are the stages in find as algorithm? So we will first initialize h to the most specific hypothesis in h. Okay, most specific means most restrictive. Okay, so we can consider any positive example as the starting point. Okay, so we have started with example 1. Okay, we have initialized h with the values of example 1. Okay, sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, and same. Okay, then step 2, consider next positive training example and generalize h by substituting question mark in place of any attribute value in h that is not satisfied by the new example. Okay, so we have to consider the next positive training example. So here we have sunny, which is okay. Then we have warm, which is okay. Then we have high humidity, but in the h we have normal, so we have to make it more general. Okay, so for that we will put question mark. Okay, which says any value is acceptable. Okay, then we have to repeat the step 2 for all positive training example. As you can notice, we are ignoring the negative training instances, but if you think on that, actually our hypothesis is consistent with the negative example also, right? That's why we need not to consider negative training instances. Okay, so we have to repeat step 2 for all positive training instances, and finally we are getting this most restrictive, most specific hypothesis for the given training instances. After considering example 4, so we have to put question mark at the 5th and 6th place, okay, because its value is different. Okay, so finally we are getting this hypothesis which is consistent with all the training example. So this is the actual algorithm. So we initialize the H to the most specific hypothesis in H. H is hypothesis space, right? For each positive training instance X, okay, so we have to compare every attribute of that instance, right? So for every attribute constraint AI in H, if that attribute is satisfied by X, then do nothing. Otherwise, you replace that attribute by the more general constraint. Okay, so in our example, more general constraint is question mark. Okay, so you have to replace that attribute by the more general constraint satisfied by X, and we have to do this for all the positive training examples, and we will get the most specific hypothesis. There are few limitations of FIND-S algorithm. Actually, there are several questions which are left unanswered by this learning algorithm. First question is, has the learner converged to the correct target concept? There is no way to determine this. Okay, so our algorithm cannot guarantee that it has found the only hypothesis which is consistent with the data. Second question is, why prefer the most specific hypothesis? If multiple hypotheses are consistent with the training example, FIND-S will find the most specific one. Okay, so can't we consider the most general hypothesis which is consistent? Okay, so it is unanswered by the FIND-S algorithm. It will always find the most specific one. Okay. Third question is, are the training example consistent? Okay, so FIND-S algorithm is greatly dependent on the training example. Okay, noisy or erroneous training example can severely mislead the FIND-S algorithm. Okay. Fourth question, what if there are several maximally specific consistent hypotheses? Okay, so actually if you consider, if you observe that diagram, this one, okay, so we are starting with the most specific hypothesis in FIND-S algorithm, right? So this hierarchy is actually indicating a partial order between this hypothesis. Okay, and we are exploring only one branch of that partial ordering. Different branches of partial ordering is totally ignored in FIND-S algorithm. Okay, we are starting with the most specific one. Okay, one most specific hypothesis, and we are going down the line, right? So other partial ordering is totally ignored in FIND-S algorithm. So that is the problem. So different branch of partial ordering is totally ignored. Okay, so these are the limitation of FIND-S algorithm. So we are going to see 3 approaches for concept learning. First approach was FIND-S algorithm. In next class we are going to discuss candidate elimination algorithm. Thank you.